Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at this really neat tangle called Trisnail from Jenna Black. So this is based on a spiral. So a little bit different than a lot of the tangles that we've been doing so far. And okay, so I'm just going to start off in the middle here. And one thing to keep in mind is you want to have your spiral be kind of wide. You know what I'm saying? At least, going, somewhat around like that. Do I like that? Yep. Did I go around enough? Yeah, and I can extend in the other side if you need to. All right. So, after you have your spiral and you're set with it, then the first step is a little bit different than the rest. So, we're going to put kind of like a little bit of a curve line here, a little bit of a curve line on the other side. Actually, I know in Jenna's step out, this side is maybe a little bit flatter. And just while I'm on it, I should say, in the description section, I have my step out as well as a link under the for more inspiration to Jenna's step out, which also has some lovely pictures, and that's from the tanglepatterns.com site. All right, so then after this, the strokes with the pen are pretty much the same. One thing you want to do is make sure to have your paper in a position that feels comfortable for you to draw. But this one it's kind of a combination of two strokes. They're both curve lines. So here's the thing. So if you take a look at both the step out. So mine, so I was going to try to maybe make mine swoop up a little bit more, just, and I'm going to try that. Okay, to have mine swoop up a little bit more and then coming down like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Mine have been ending up where, and it still is, where this curved line is more flat than coming up quite a distance. So when you're looking at both of them, you'll notice. And I think, too, what's so fun about this and all tangles is that we end up putting our own flair on them and our own style, and that is completely neat. All right, so sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is just the way apparently I'm doing it, and I'm just going to continue to do it that way. And yeah, so I'm doing a curve line, and say you could stop if you want, and then a curve line back. I've been ending up kind of doing it in one stroke, like so. And then you could, too, try to grow that into, the edges. I'm also trying to keep these a little bit more, a little bit farther, apart, just because when we get to the decorating phase, then you have a little bit more room. But that's, as you do these tangles and you decide how you want to decorate them or how you want to finish them off, then kind of as you're doing like a part like this, and you just kind of like, then you modify it as you go. All right. And this one is nice because it's the same motion over and over again. So I'm going to try to get mine a little bit shorter here. Oops. There we go. My aim is to kind of touch that. I know in my step out I didn't, and I think in Jenna's step out she did, or was at least closer, but you know what? That gives you a couple options to go with and have fun with. All right, and let's see, and I'm getting to the end here. And this is where sometimes, if you feel like you need to kind of extend that a little bit, you can do what you want. All right, and I shall stop there. And just like that, it's a really neat tangle. A couple ways that Jenna showed to decorate it. I'm going to do the aura-ing one because I think that one needs a little bit more explanation, especially if you are new to Zentangle. To aura is essentially to outline. So, but we're going to do that on the inside. And as we just did a couple Tangle Time sessions today, doing this, and I was joking, and I said, well, I'm going to call it inlining instead of outlining since it's on the inside. All right. So the first one, you know, we do like this, but then on the others, what we want to do is we are outlining this, but we're coming from this line here, going up, and I need to turn always turn your paper so that way you feel comfortable. Well, that's okay. Sometimes, I swear, let me try it this way. My pen has a mind of its own. And then also, sometimes, going slower helps. I'm going to leave that one there. And I was debating on whether to do another small one or not. This working a little bit better. But yeah, so if you're feeling like you're drawing and it just doesn't feel right, just feels awkward, yeah, do move your tile around. Maybe, coming from a different angle will certainly help. And this, because I have varying sizes, I'm not worried about how many auras I'm doing. I just want to have them fill in. And that's why I think I will go back to this one. Even if it's a sliver, sometimes it makes a difference. Oops. And then, like I said, you're just going around. It does help to have your lines meet. What's neat about this auraing this way is that it also gives the impression that we're drawing behind, like these are tucked behind one another. And it's just really neat. And let's see, any other words of wisdom that I have about auraing? Not really. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause on my end and continue to aura, so that way you don't have to sit through it. Because it needs to get done. and then I will be right back with the aura part done. And if you're tangling right along with me, of course, you can just hit pause until you finish auraing, and then when you're done, I will be right back. So, all right, so pausing really quick, be right back. Okay, and there we go, all auraed up, all decorated up. And so let me share one concept for shading. And as I'm looking, one other point I wanted to make with this as I was doing it, is as I was playing with this, I would, I'm doing the stroke, but I'm kind of looking at the overall design, and then like, oh, this is looking, not so great. But then when I get to the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. So I just want to share, that's one of the things about Zentangle is we want to focus in on just what we're doing. And, just this motion, whatever the stroke is that you're doing, whatever the step in the pattern is, and just focusing on that moment right then and there, and then moving on to the next, and staying in that next moment, and then, and not looking at the overall big picture. And then, you kind of have a big reveal for yourself when you're done. And also, I was noticing I've kind of gone over some of these, and we'll fix that right now with doing some shading. But I just wanted to share that because this is one of those that it occurred to me. It's like, oh yeah, it really helps to just stay in, the moment of what I'm doing right now, and just not look at the whole thing, and tell my I'm trying to think self too in the Inner Game of Music by the same, I'm trying to remember what the guy's name was. He also wrote the Inner Game of Golf. They called it like Self 1 and Self 2, and it's the other voice in your brain that's always criticizing, and where we have to kind of work to tell it to go away. And so that's that. It's like, okay, that's right, you little voice, you just go away. We're only focusing on this part right now, and it's going to be amazing, and all of that. So I have put graphite along the spiral, basically on the inside where the pattern is. Although I did kind of extend it a little bit to, we're going to call that a course correction. Although, I probably could come back with a little bit thicker pen if I wanted to, and course correct that way so I don't have all those little strands hanging out. But, so, putting that graphite around the edge, actually, and that kind of looks neat just as it is. And I'm just taking my tortillon and carefully, because this is small, I don't want to go out too far because we want to make sure that we have some of the original tile color. This one I could almost just like push it like, you know, this way or this way, but I am doing the little circles just a little bit. It's almost like a back and forth circle because, like I said, I don't want to pull it out too much, but you can see already where I'm using the tortillon and how it is creating this really neat curve versus just having that line. I like watching that unfold. It's so cool. And then, you know, having it, I went a bit dark. I, you know, could go a little bit darker to add some drama, or, you know, the contrast adds drama, we should say. So that's one of those, up to you. If you're nervous about adding the graphite, start light. You can always add more. And there we have it. So that looks really, really cool, just it is. Now let me show you some samples. Like I said, we did this on our Tangle time today. And if you are interested in taking some online classes, the Tangle time is a free, I do 2 sessions a day on Thursdays, and we have so much fun. And so if you're interested, in the description section also ways to connect with me, and you can find out more information, where to follow, you know, Facebook, Eventbrite, stuff like that. I have the links there on my website. So this is the same, or similar, white tile. This is a traditional 3.5-inch tile. Look at it, versus the 2-inch bijou. But this one I decided to fill in the little center parts, and I did the shading originally in the same as I did here, but this one, and I don't know, let's see, outside of having the darkness here, see, this one kind of looks flat, where this one I also added graphite to the outer edge of all of these, and so it's almost like it's lifted each one of those up, like if you could, like they were scales or feathers or something. And I'm picturing, you know, you could, you know, stroke your finger across it and just, you know, you'd hear the type of thing. But that's another thing that you could do. Again, it was, you know, just on this side, so right, actually like extending the black section here that I filled in, and staying just to the side, because that's how you get that effect. But that one, you almost have to make sure that these are wide enough, again, so that way you have the original tangle, or the original tile color or paper color there, so that way you achieve the effect. Now, last sample to share is, I did this one on a black tile. I used, I don't know if you can really see it, you can kind of see, I used gold Jelly Roll pen for, you know, the pattern, and then this one we decorated with the line and the dot, and that was another way that Jenna had on her page. There are a number of other things that you could do, and in fact, if you do go to my website, give it a couple days, you will find a blog post with this tangle, and you will see the screenshots from the 2 classes. And I know we had somebody that put spirals, print-umps in each of those, you know, these little, I don't know what we'll call them, these little, I don't know, scale shapes. Fans, I was thinking fan, blade. But anyway, so you can decorate them however you want. These are just a couple examples, and I thought that looked neat. And then I added some orbs in besides, and just because I thought it was really cool. And then this one, I did the same shading, but it was really highlighting, and I used a soapstone, because it's a little bit softer white than the charcoal white pencil, and went around in the same manner that I did this one, but did it with that the white soapstone, and it has a neat effect as well. So with that, I hope you have lots of inspiration for giving this tangle a try, and I hope you will. If you enjoyed the video. Would love to have a thumbs up, and would love to have you a subscriber if you're not already. I am posting a video once a day, one of these quickies, and then occasionally after classes, after I get things, you know, all done with the replay videos, I have been trying to post them. It's not as frequent as, you know, I'm doing the quickies, obviously, but you'll see an occasional couple of posts with replays. So if you do decide to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell next to that, so that way you can decide how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. And with that, thanks for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you happy tangling.